Hello, hello, and welcome back. We are on episode number 5, Manifest with Precision, turning AI image boards into real life wealth. And I'm not going to lie, this is going to be one of my favorite episodes because I am so very passionate about what this episode is all about. But hi, Lisa, how are you?
Hi. I'm
So
excited too.
yeah, so we have, each month we talk a little bit about wealth, a little bit about vision, a little bit about manifestation, right? Money manifestation unfiltered is what we're called. So it's all about how to bring it all together. And so today I'm super excited because we're going to be still doing our truth bombs. We're still going to be talking about our myths, etc. But what I love so very much about this episode is because this is what I do. This is my passion. This is what I've been screaming from the rooftops for probably the last 8 or 9 months, and I'm so excited to share with everybody today. So let's talk about first our wealth truth bomb, and this is going to be really one big one because not only does Lisa have her own AI image vision board that I created for her, but we are going to talk a little bit about how it works and what it is. So the truth bomb, Lisa, what's our number one truth bomb when it comes to manifestation and wealth?
Well, so often, excuse me, manifestation without alignment is just daydreaming. So often people think, oh, I'll just sit and manifest. And when there's not that alignment and the action, right? So many people go, "Oh, I'll get my vision board done," right? But it's not a magic wand. Just because we have the vision board, even if it's an AI vision board, unless we're actually using it as a tool, as a compass, right? So if we don't put in the destination and of course follow the damn route, we're just staring at a bunch of pretty pictures. And so when we want to manifest with precision, the vision board shouldn't just be Chanel bags, although I personally wouldn't have Chanel bags on mine, and it's okay if you do, or beach houses, right? My one of mine is a house. I mean, one of my visions is me owning my own house, but my vision board doesn't actually have the picture of the house. And it needs to match the money moves that you're making, your strategy and your capacity to actually hold what you're calling in. And so often we manifest, but we don't make sure that we can actually hold what we're calling in, and then we want to know why it's not there or it's not happening, and we have to make sure our capacity can hold it.
Yeah, I love that so much because, and again, there's nothing wrong with Chanel bags or,
Nope.
Jimmy Choo shoes or whatever it is that you want to bring in. But it has to really fit with you, right? And I say this often. So I've done hundreds of these vision boards now, and it doesn't matter what's on yours. But if you don't feel connected to it, and this is why the AI images is so powerful, if you don't feel connected to it, it's no different than me showing Lisa my vision board and her being like, cool, right? Because they're not the same, and nor should they be the same. But that emotional connection is how we really create that manifestation. And, it's not woo wooey. It's not, I mean, there is some, of course, but it's very neuroscientific, right? And I often say to people, our RES is, which is our reticular activating system. I want you to imagine that's like the bouncer in your brain. It's basically letting in whatever it's important to you because we get trillions and trillions of data points every single day. I mean, look around you, you have smells and feels, and you can hear something so much. We can't let it all in. So the vision board helps with that path. Right. So the things that are important to you, whether it be talking on a stage, whether it be, your dream house, maybe it is your Chanel bag, whatever's important to you, that becomes what we focus on. And that's really why the RES and the neuroscience behind vision boards and now AI imaging vision boards is so powerful because we're not just seeing random pictures, we're actually seeing ourselves within that big dream, that big vision, whatever it is. And so when it comes down to what Lisa was saying about your actual wealth when it comes to manifestation is we can't just sit here and hope that it happens, right? We have to take action. And this is a very, very common theme you're going to hear, every single month that we talk about our information is because you can't just hope and dream and wish that it's going to happen. Do those things help? For sure. If you don't know where you want to be, how do you know how you're going to get there? It's kind of like the compass that Lisa just mentioned. But the reality of that is you still have to get into the driver's seat. You still have to pay the toll. You still have to put gas in your car. There are still stages that have to be done in order to get there. So as much as we want to say that you create this beautiful image board, you create, your dream board, your mood board, and you just sit there and let it all happen. No, that's not how it works. I mean, I wish it was. I wish it was. Right? Wouldn't that be amazing? And I always say the reason that, so I've been doing vision board workshops for 15 years with my clients. And I love doing them because, again, if you want to know where you're going in order to get there. That's a big part of it. But if you aren't able to emotionally connect to that board, it's basically just having a picture or random photos from a magazine put somewhere. So it doesn't give you the same type of seeing myself in that space. And once you see yourself, and this is what I say to people, you can't unsee yourself, especially with the AI imaging, because I make them very hyper realistic. They look like you, they feel like you, they act like you, they're wearing the same jewelry that you might wear, and they're doing the things that you do. And that becomes your real truth. And so I love, love, love that. So today I'm just actually going to do a quick share, and I want to show you a few ways that people have been using these manifestation moments, which is what I call them. So on my computer personally, I have all of my images plus my vision board. And each time my screensaver comes on, the images kind of go across. And I have a manifestation moment, which is me just sitting there looking at the image, having a big goofy smile on my face, having a moment and being like, okay, I love that image of me in Greece. I want to be in that space where, I'm speaking on stages or having bigger workshops or whatever it is that happens to be there. And I just take a few seconds, right? It doesn't have to be days and hours and people who are like, oh, you have to do it for this long. No, it doesn't. It just has to be enough that you feel the feels and we move forward. So I'm actually going to first off share, because this is some very, very important person's vision board right here. So Lisa, kind of just talk us through how you work within this when it comes to not just your manifestation and your dreams. As you can see, there's lots of different dreams on here, but also from a wealth and financial perspective.
Well, I mean, when you look at it, like the one well, my top left corner, so I'm not sure
This
which
one
one it is,
here.
but it says my house, right? The way we did that is we didn't do it with a picture of a house. You did it where it was a picture of me standing on the deck that I wanted, looking out into this big yard that I want with a privacy fence and a pool, etc. And I have this smile on my face. And so that fuels me to keep doing the things that I'm doing financially, as far as I'm putting money up. Am I spending aligned with this goal that I have? Am I saving aligned with this goal that I have? Am I doing things daily to move that needle? So, the speaking on stages is another thing, right? And that correlates to that, because I'm going to be making more money. I'm bringing in more revenue. And again, am I doing things to move the needle in those areas? And I look at this, I mean, I have it on my phone, and I have it on my desktop, and I have it on my laptop. So I have it on any device that I use. It is the backdrop of it. And the reason why is because anytime I pull up one of my devices, I'll do basically what you say. I'll look at it for a minute, and I will smile, right? I mean, one of the things that we've noticed, I've started lifting heavier, right? And for a while there, feel true facts, I'm going through, I don't know, is it perimenopause, menopause, whatever part of the phase I'm in it. And I've been in it, and that answers so many questions of why I felt plateaued, why I felt stuck, right? And so now I've started doing the different things, the supplements, and okay, starting to pay attention to, even more so, more protein, less of the other stuff. And what happened in the last 2 months, I've done that. Okay, one of the things I kept looking at was, we have this image, couple images of me with the
Mhm.
muscles stronger, right? Okay, am I doing the things every day aligned? Now, if we look this past week, I'll just true facts. No. Okay, I think I made it to one workout this week, not because I didn't want to, not because I wasn't intentionally trying to get there. Life just happened. However, I've made sure on a consistent basis that I've been doing the workouts and the extra added days on cardio, whether it's treadmill or going walking. And so that's moving the needle to get me to my destination that's on the vision board.
Right. And wouldn't it be nice if we could just be like, press a little button and the way that we want to be kind of pops out,
I
whether it's a
tell
house.
people all the time that if I didn't have to work out and I could be in my shape and have the muscles I want and have the nice legs that I want, I wouldn't work out. Honest to God. Okay? I don't do it because and there's some people who do. Great, fine, awesome. I don't. I do love how it makes me feel afterwards. I don't like how I feel when I don't get to work out. So it's more of the mental and how I look and feel afterwards. So will I continue to do that since I can't press a button? Yes.
Yes.
Will I bitch about it the entire time? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love that. All right. Well, I just wanted to show you guys a few things here because there are lots of ways to use this type of work. Okay. So when it comes to manifestation, wealth, that kind of thing, you're going to be using images in different ways. Okay. So this is one of my clients here. She uses it as a powerful meditation and visualization session. This is similar to Lisa's. This is her dream house. She actually lives in Australia. So this is her, she's got her pool, she's got her view of everything. And so she is looking and working towards, but again, it doesn't mean that you just do and not actually, oh, there's another one of Lisa's. This is our mini one for her phone. So again, you can see similar images, just in a little bit of a different way. This is another one of my clients, and she basically uses this. She uses it for social media and landing pages, of course, but more importantly, they reflect your higher self. And this is such a big part of it, right? The idea of what I do with all of these images and as I create this is I want to make sure that you are able to become your future self right now. This is another one of my clients. She actually created her vision board and she created a whole letter to herself, her future self, put it to music, put it to video. And it's just taking the time to going through it and feeling like that it's possible, right? This is a client of mine. She wanted to do a retreat in Bali. So we created this whole vision for her from her necklace right down to her outfit, again, unapologetically version of yourself, showing up the way that you should. And I think it's really important to understand. So this was just, I quickly explained about the RES, which is the neuroscience of it all, but it also really helps with the neural pathways. It doesn't, our brain doesn't know the difference between doing and actually saying we're doing it or looking at our images. It increases the motivation. I just had this happen to me yesterday, actually. I have an image similar to Lisa's that's kind of like my body that I want from a gym perspective. Yesterday, oh my gosh, I even said to Lisa, I was exhausted. I didn't want to do anything. And I sit down and on my screen is my image of my gym body that I am like, that's my goal. I'm going after it. She stared back at me and basically told me to get my ass out of the chair and go to the gym. And did I want to? Hell no. Was I glad that I finished it? Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. And then, of course, it really helps reinforce our positive beliefs. I have a client who's been talking about writing a book for 20 plus years, but every time she sat down to write, she was like, who am I? What do I have to say about this? Nobody really cares. And you know what? When we have those negative thoughts in our head, we're very less likely to do the things, but it's all about aligned action. It's about taking action. She's got to actually physically write something to write a book, right? Funny that we have to save money to save money. We have to move our body to get our body. So what I did is I created an image very similar to this one for her, where she's standing at her book launch, reading her book to the audience. And now she sits down at her desk, she pulls this image up and she starts writing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished. She just writes. Remember, aligned action. And now I'm happy to report 5 months later, she has 6 chapters done. Are they perfect? No, but it's more than she's written in 20 years. And that's what it's all about. And honestly, when we think about how this works, of course, we still have to do the work. We're coming full circle right back. It's not magic, right? Vision boards, AI imaging, manifestation, they are not magic. And I know people are like, oh, it's way too woo-woo, but it's not. It's actually neuroscience. But think of it like the compass, right? You point it in the right direction, and then you have to take the steps to get there, right? Consistent action every single time. So a vision board without action is just a dream, just like everything else. So clarity first, consistency next, equals our results. And I think that's really where it comes down to. And honestly, when we believe that it's possible, that's the first thing, right? Becoming her now. And we see that it's possible. And the most important thing is we actually do the actions to make it possible. That's how we bring it together. So
Right.
we're so excited to kind of break the lie, kind of that wealth lie when it comes to vision boards, because oftentimes people will say, and our question today is this exact one, is, I've done a vision board before. Why didn't it work for me? And so we're going to come to that one in just a second, but let's talk about our wealth lie. So if you can see it, you can manifest it, right? And I have some really close friends that are manifestation coaches and energy coaches. And I say this with, of course, so much love to them, where it's like, I don't think that's true for everybody. And again, for everybody. So Lisa, let's talk about that for a second.
I mean, I know a lot of people who believe that, okay, or who have believed it in the past. And, some of them have talked to me about hiring me, and they're like, okay, what do you do to help with the manifestation? And I look at them and say, we're going to bring in some management. And they just look at me and go, no, if I can see it, I can make it happen. I can manifest it. Okay, no. Seeing it's not enough, okay? You can see a Range Rover. You can see a y'all point blank, if seeing it worked, I'd already have my house with my pool, I'd already own it, I'd already have a big backyard, and I would already be living there. Okay, am I on my way to that? Absolutely. Is it going to happen? Yes, I already know it's going to happen. However, it's not happening from me just seeing it. Okay. A lot of people are able to see those things and they're still broke. They're still stressed. They're still playing small. They still don't know what the hell's going on with their money. And it's because they skipped that money strategy. Manifestation is, I used to not believe in it, I'll be honest. However, over the last few years, I have recognized how powerful it really, really is. And it's not a substitute for management. Your numbers have to match your vision, they have to. That's the only way to make it work, right? And if you don't, you're manifesting chaos or nightmare or whatever instead of a dream and freedom. And I don't know about y'all, but I want the dream and the freedom, not the chaos and the nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, we do the AI imaging and we do the vision boards, and that's kind of in your face. Like I said, the RES doesn't lie about that kind of stuff. Absolutely. But we also have to anchor it, right? Know that it's there and back to the action of it, right? Again, wouldn't it be, I always say, and I've said this to Lisa 1,000 times for the last, 8-9 years that we've been working together, that if I could just say magic wand, magic pill, and you have the perfect thing that you want, whether it's the body, the movement, whatever it is, I would be a gazillionaire. But that's not how it works, right? We still have to take the action. We have to do the daily action. We have to do the financial plan, right? Otherwise, it's just Pinterest mood board that does nothing but collect dust under your bed, right? And so we have to anchor it. We have to regulate our nervous system. We have to do those things no matter what. So I love manifestation coaches. I love the concept of manifestation. I think it's amazing, but we also have to do some of the work. And I think that's the big one. And so that comes into our submission for the day, right? So the submission was, I've made vision boards for years, but nothing ever changes. What am I missing? And I have heard this on multiple different occasions. And sometimes it's like, they don't work. I'm not doing it right. What's going on? So what am I missing? Lisa, what is the answer to this one?
Well, I've had vision boards before. Nothing like this, of course, because AI is fairly new with the vision, with the being in the vision board thing. I won't go back, just saying. Um, but what's missing is is integration. A vision board without numbers and a strategy, y'all, it's just decoration.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
It's no
not
different than a
pairing,
picture, right?
yeah,
No
yeah.
different.
I mean, you've got to pair those goals with actual wealth moves. Checking your cash flow daily, assigning your money jobs, plugging the leaks. And when I mean assigning money job, meaning allocate every single dollar, know where the money is going. Does that mean temporary cuts? Maybe. Does that mean allocating money into a different area instead of one area? Maybe. Does that mean bringing in an extra revenue so that you can allocate it where you've been allocating it and allocate the new revenue somewhere else? Maybe. It's going to be different for each person depending on what's going on in your life at the current moment. Will you need to pivot as you go? I can pretty much guarantee it, because y'all,
Mhm.
life happens. It does. And if you're not willing to pivot, then your vision board becomes, again, just a pretty picture, because you've got to be able to align those numbers. You've got to be able to know what's going on, and you have to be able to make sure that they're staying in consistent alignment with each other, so that your vision board isn't just a wish list, and it becomes what I like to call, and what I call it for me, is my action map. It is my action map. It's just like my budget. I don't call it a budget. I call it a money roadmap. It's my map. This is my vision map. And my action map. This is my money roadmap. And I want to make sure that they're aligned with each other so that I'm getting to my goal.
Yeah. And it's so interesting, right? Imagine back when you used to write a letter to Santa, right? It was a wish list. It was like, I want the Barbie house, I want the skateboard, I want the whatever. Little did we know, in the background, lots of things were going on. Probably a lot of stressed out parents. Have been there, done that with two girls. I have been like,
Hello.
Amazon is failing me. Like, oh my gosh, right? So this is the thing. The wish list to Santa was, this is what I want, this is how I want it, this is what I want. I love this idea. The action is the parents in the background scrambling to find the gift, fighting with people if that's what happens, putting together the dollhouse so that when the kid wakes up, it's this beautiful, wonderful, amazing example, right? So the vision board is really about showing you, but the aligned action, that one thing that you can do. So when I say to people, when you're looking at doing a vision board, an AI image vision board, whether you're coming to one of my workshops, whatever it is, what's one thing that you could do right now? So if you're sitting here listening to us, maybe you're about, shaking your head and being like, yes, I love that. I love that. I love what Lisa and Lindsay are saying. What's one thing you can do right now that's going to move your dream forward, right? And I'll tell you, as soon as I press stop on this, you can't see, but I have my workout clothes on underneath this. So it's take that off.
Because I'm going to pull my hair back and go get on the treadmill. So do I. You can't tell, but I have my old, I have my work outfit on. I am going to the treadmill because we have goals. And I agree.
Right.
What is one action? And whether that's with the vision board, or one action towards, okay, how to make sure what you're doing with your money is aligned with it. What's one action? Is it, oh, I'm going to write down all the expenses I have. I'm going to go ahead and just sit down and do that. Or is it, you know what? I'm going to make sure every morning I go into my banking app, and I'm going to look at my money and just reflect on what's going on. Do I like what I see? If not, what can I do to change it? It's just a small habit. We don't mean stop, doing whatever it is you're doing. We mean become aware, and is it aligned with what you're wanting? And if it's not, then okay, what changes can you make? What action are you going to take each and every day? I think, Lindsay, you're the one that said it. What can you do in the 6 minutes you have? So what's one thing you can do in the 6 minutes you have to move the needle? And I use that with a client of mine as well, because it works the same way with money. What's one thing that you can do with the 5 minutes you have every morning while you're sipping your coffee? And she's like, pull up my banking app and get comfortable with my number, what I'm seeing, and just get comfortable with it every day. I was like, yeah. I said, you're not going to think that's moving the needle, but it is, because before you were avoiding it. Now you're starting to look at it, and you get in that habit. 5 minutes while you're drinking coffee, look at it. You're going to move the needle. So now you're becoming more aligned with the goal that you have. So I love that. What's one thing you can do? Mine is going to be the treadmill.
Yep. Mine's going to be the gym. And this is the thing.
I didn't get to it yesterday.
So this is the thing. Remember, right? We often say someday, right? Someday I'll do this, or Monday I'll start, or whatever it is. Not someday. Let's make it today. right? What's one thing you can do today? Lisa and I are both committing. Like I said, we got our workout clothes on. We're ready to go as soon as we're done. So what's one thing that you can do? what's one thing you could do? So we want to just do like a quick, wealth win of the month. And I was talking to a client the other day. She took one of my workshops, and she was able to kind of start creating and looking at her vision, et cetera, et cetera. And she really wanted to use her AI imaging for marketing and her website and stuff like that. So she was sending me some really great images. And then she posted in our group basically saying what she didn't realize it was going to happen. Her website looks amazing, by the way. Her AI images are on point. What she didn't realize was going to happen was that she wants to smile more, eat healthier, move her body, because she's seeing herself, this future self. And now I always say that's like the side effect of doing the moment, the movement, the aligned action. The side effect to that is feeling better. Neither Lisa and I are jumping up and down for joy for doing our workouts in 10 minutes. But you know what is great? When it's done and you're like, I got my workout in. That is what we're talking about. That's the big thing. So we love seeing people win. We love seeing people aligned, and we love seeing people have these big, beautiful dreams and bringing them into, photorealistic AI images, which is what I, of course, love to do. So our challenge to you, right? Every month we come to you with a challenge, is to either upgrade your AI image, upgrade your vision board with AI images or not. Remember, I love that. I would love to teach you. I will talk you through it. But if it's just working with a magazine or Pinterest or Canva, cool. But do it so that you don't just have a dream life, but you're putting you into it and you're taking those aligned actions. And then what's one daily money move? And Lisa just gave a really, really great example of it. Everybody sits down and takes a few seconds to drink their coffee. And most of us doom scroll, right? What's on Instagram, what's going on TikTok. Take that 5 minutes and check your app. I do my Duolingo, right? Do something that's going to move your needle forward and not just sit there and maybe it's sit in silence. Like some people, like I have my journal. Other people's like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit in silence and drink my coffee and be in my head. Okay. But one thing that you can do today, this week, this month, before our next, monthly session, what's one thing that you can do to help you move that needle forward?
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be 5 minutes, y'all. I mean, it can be 2 minutes, right? Just, I honest to goodness, the challenge for you is to just open your app. I don't think many people realize how often so many people won't do that. And they find out that there's some kind of fear around it. And opening it now and looking at it makes you aware of what is going on. And it makes you fully aware of how you're spending, how you're not spending, how are you saving, how are you aligned. It just makes you aware, and then you start to then add on things to that. People don't realize, oh, what's looking at my phone, looking at my app on my banking app going to do. You'd be surprised. Do it for every day for a full month, and you're going to be surprised how there are going to be some other things that you're going to change.
Yeah, no, I love this. And if you need a little bit more support, right? Lisa has her wealth alignment call. We will put it in the show notes. You can click on that link and have some time with her, so that if you're like, I'm not really sure where to start, or I'm not really sure what action I want to take, that's what that's all about. And if you are interested in learning more, in terms of AI imaging and getting your vision board in, I actually, if you're watching this in real time, have a workshop twice a month, every single month. So there is a link down below. You can take a look and see which one makes the most sense for you to join in terms of timing. But there are ways to help support you through this. We love that you want to, be a part of it, watch this, come along with us on that journey. And if you are ready to take that next step, definitely reach out to Lisa or take a look at the link to see when the next workshop is, so that you can then, that is an aligned action too. That is doing something. I'm going to take advantage of this free call with Lisa. I'm going to look at the images in terms of the workshop. That's taking a step forward in your 5 minutes while you're drinking your coffee. Both of those do as well. So it is really, really important to know that when it comes to manifestation, we love it. It's neuroscience, but it also means taking action. So, the vision board without that aligned money movement, without that, action is really just like my pictures on my wall. It is just art. It really, really is. But once we have that clarity, once we know from a financial perspective and a visualization perspective, we're are able to bring that dream more closer to us because we are able to do those different things. So Lisa, what are we talking about next month so we can give people an idea of what's going on?
I'm actually excited about this one. And it's coming at a really good opportunity because of a new service that I just created. So I'm super, super excited about this. Next month, we're going to go deep into the intersection of money, mindset, and embodiment. Why your body is missing the link in your wealth strategy, and how to regulate your nervous system so you can hold more money without burning out. Now, here's the key: it still involves the vision boards, by the way. Most people are going like, how does that do? I promise it does, because I use mine in the embodiment part all the time. So it
Mhm.
involves it. Sometimes, you're going to think when you see something, oh, this isn't really pertaining to both. Yes, we always make sure that it has got both in there, because that's the whole point. The whole point is to have that visual, have that manifestation, and the action, and how is it aligned with how we're going to use the manifestation and the vision boards. And I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now that my vision, I've always done the vision boards. Lindsay's the one that got me into them, and I did Canva. I hated creating in Canva, but that's because me and Canva have a huge love-hate relationship. I'm sure I'm probably the only one, but that's the reason why I have a VA. So, but I love my AI vision board, right? I have it everywhere. Okay, I have it so it's on every single device I have, so that when I pull it up, it's the first thing I see, however many times I'm on a device. And so it's going to play a big, huge part.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. And as always, we'd love for you to hit the subscribe, the like,
Yes,
comment, ask your questions, right?
please.
Every single month we answer these questions, and we love seeing them come in. And we love, again, we can keep you anonymous if that's what you choose. It does not matter, but ask us questions. And we cannot wait to talk next month all about, keeping that embodiment and really, really helping with your money mindset and all of those things. So until next month, remember, challenge accepted. Take some action. And if you're ready to kind of get to that next level, jump on the call with Lisa or take a look at the workshops, because we're here for you to support you through this no matter what.
Absolutely.
All right.
Until
Bye, guys.
next
Have a good one.
time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.